Let's face it, 2020 was a difficult year. And it's been a year where we look at our city and wonder, how can we ever overcome? How will we ever rebuild? And can we see new life here again? Well, thankfully, resurrections is God's specialty. So through Christ, we can experience hope. We can experience rebirth, and we can experience a new road ahead. And that's why I want to introduce to you today Rise Up, the Journey's annual special offering.
Rise Up, the Journey's annual special offering, beginning now through January 31st, 2021.
The Rise Up special offering is a 100% outward-focused missions offering. And this year we've set a God-sized goal of $37,000 to help rebuild our city, establish new churches, and help grow our church into the future. And so when you give to the Rise Up offering, here's how it makes a difference.
Rise Up, helping to rebuild our city for 2021.
A significant portion of what is brought into this special offering will go to help rebuild our city and help those who have been impacted and hit hardest during this pandemic. And so part of your giving is going to go towards agencies like New York City Relief Bus to help feed the hungry and the homeless, which is growing at a rapid rate in our city. It will also go to help Cru Inner City, our longest partnership here with the Journey Queens. And it's going to help those families who are going through a tough and a difficult time and need some help standing on their own 2 feet again. A portion of your giving is going to go to help Hope for New York, which partners with other Christ-like minded and mission-minded areas here in the city to bring relief and to bring hope to them. And also it's going to partner with a new area to focus on the marginalized in our city. We're going to partner with Lead NYC, which is sole focus is looking at 10 zip codes in New York City that have impacted by racism, been impacted by the poor economy, and been impacted by coronavirus to help rebuild those communities again. You know, I have no doubt that our city will rise and rebuild again. But see, our church has a huge opportunity to do this right now, to help invest in our city and help bring the light of Jesus and the hope to the world.
Rise Up, a renewal of church planting here in New York City.
The greatest way to get the gospel message of hope, love, and peace to all New Yorkers is to plant churches everywhere for everyone. And over the last 3 years, we've partnered with organizations like Send Network and Metropolitan New York Baptist Association, which all together, we have had our hand in helping establish 30 new churches over the last 3 to 4 years. Now that's powerful and that's significant. But now more than ever, New Yorkers need and are longing for the message of hope and significance in this life and in the life to come. And we know that church plants are going through a really tough time. So many pastors that I've talked with, they're discouraged and they're facing depression and anxiety. You see, our church has an opportunity to come alongside them, to keep instilling the message of hope in these pastors and to help build and plant new churches like never before. If we want to reach all New Yorkers, we've got to get out there and help establish new churches everywhere and for everyone.
Rise Up, setting up our church for growth in 2021 and beyond.
So as we look to reopen as a church, our goal and our prayers, we want to grow in 3 areas. First, we want to invest in our ever-growing youth program. This is the fastest growing area of our church and is so important and is so needed because 2/3 out of everyone that makes a decision to follow Jesus does so before the age of 18. So it's important that we invest in our youth now and help create programs to help them experience Jesus at their age level. But the second area that we want to grow in is with our online presence. Many of you have been watching our services within the confines of your home or your apartment or your workspace, and that's been incredible. But I want you to know that a lot of our equipment, we haven't even purchased new equipment since when we first started as a church. But the third area of opportunity that our church has to seize right now is to consider transitioning from a portable location to a more permanent space. The last 8 years, it's been incredible to see what God has done in and through our churches. We've met at a key place in Forest Hills, the UA Midway Theater. But what if God has more for us? What if He wants us to transition from just being a ministry that happens on Sunday mornings to being a ministry that happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Now, I don't know what that holds fully, but through this offering, we're gonna set ourselves up and position ourselves to be ready for when God gives us an opportunity to take hold of a more permanent space. So as we're starting out on this Rise Up special offering, I want to challenge you to pray with me about two things. First, would you pray that God would help us reach our goal of $37,000 to fully fund these three important ministry initiatives? But second, would you take a moment and pray between now and January 31st, 2021 as to what God would have you give personally to this offering? And so I want to encourage you, this is a bold step of faith that our church is taking, and it's going to need you and I to take bold steps of faith personally and financially as well. I still believe the best is yet to come for the Journey Queens. The best days are ahead of us as a city, not behind us. And with God on our side, nothing is impossible. So together, church, let's rise up and see God do some incredible things for 2021 and beyond.